illustrator in Basking Ridge, New Jersey, and I go live every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time to share with you some of the things that I've been working on and some of the specials, pretty much anything that's going on, happening in the Stampin' Up! World. So I'm here today with another celebration product that I wanted to make sure that you got to see. And it features a card that I actually posted on social media on Monday, and also it was included in my class last week, and on both counts it was extremely well received. So I wanted to make sure that we got a chance to put it on a video to show you all how to make it, those of you who couldn't be here. And then also I'm going to make one in an alternate pattern because this celebration designer series paper is just amazing. So let's go ahead and take a look. Sorry, I gotta look over. All right, so here we go. So this is the designer series paper. It's on page 8 in the celebration catalog. It's called Softly Stippled, and it's 12 by 12 designer series paper. And rather than me pull out the papers to show you, it was just easier to show you in the catalog just because of the way my setup is. So you see that there are lots of different designs. The primary colors are Calypso Coral, Wild Wheat. Actually, I could probably read it up on here. Yep. Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, and Pool Party. And I just can't even believe how beautiful these are. I'm a little embarrassed because I didn't use them all right away. And I was really attracted to the Pool Party designs, and then I discovered that I really like all the other ones as well. So I am going crazy with this paper while celebration is still going on. You know, it goes on until the end of February. And the other thing I wanted to note is that this designer series paper is meant to coordinate with the Stippled Roses bundle, which can be found on page 64 of the mini catalog. And this is just a beautiful set. I have so many rose stamps, though. I have to admit that I do not have this bundle, but that's okay. You don't need to have the bundle in order to use the designer series paper, and you get the benefit of all these gorgeous detail that it provides. So let's go ahead and make our cards. And I say that plural because we're going to make two. So this is the card that I put on social media on Monday, and you can see, very simple. That's why we can make two today. And again, it was in my class last week, my in-person class. So let's take our pieces and talk about the different supplies that were used to make it, because it was really a mix and match kind of a card. Okay, so first of all, we have our thick white cardstock, and we're just going to fold that. All my scoring bones are in another room because I have this week is my seniors classes. Actually, I got snowed out yesterday from one, so it had to be rescheduled, but that's what was happening here this week. Another class on Friday for my local seniors. Okay, so we have our card base, and we're just going to go ahead and build straight onto the card base. So look at these designs. Aren't they just gorgeous? I just really like the Pool Party, and that's what I was attracted to. But as I'm going to show you later, look at the designs on the other side. Oh my goodness, that would make a great card too. Hint, hint. So we're going to do that later, but let's go ahead and make this one for now. And I'm just taking, this is a piece of 1 by 5 1/4, and I'm just going to put this on the left-hand side of the card. Then I'm going to take the 3 inches by 5 1/4 and put it on the right side of the card. And I want to make sure that they match up, because I'm not covering up the seam. I often do, but for this card, I didn't feel it was necessary, and there's a lot of other things going on. So that's our card base. Yay. Very quick and easy. Then I took a piece of white cardstock and I die cut it to this lovely little frame, and that was done using the Scalloped Contours dies. These dies actually coordinate with this stamp set, Color and Contour. So you see that right here, which is the main catalog. They're not a bundle any longer, though. So if you like these, you can just pick up the dies if you don't already have them, although I think most of my customers have them already because I use them so often. So anyway, it is actually this one. So it's the 1, 2, 3rd largest one with the scalloped edge. And that's what this is. And then I used my Good Feelings stamp set, and you see that this has like really nice big bold statements, and I'm just using the thank you because I didn't want to use up a whole lot of space on the card. I'm going to use my Lost Lagoon ink pad, open that up, and I'm going to tap it out. You see I have my stamp. One tap, 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 not squish, 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 right, everybody? We all know that. And I'm just going to put this on the right side of the die cut. Okay, so we've got that now, fabulous. And put that away so I don't make a mess. And so then I did, let's go ahead and put this on the card. We're going to use some dimensionals for this. And so here we go. I'm just going to use 2. I don't really believe in using a lot of dimensionals, mostly because I hoard them. Although if you knew how many dimensionals I go through in a month, you would be shocked. But that's because I have a lot of people making them. But also they're very strong and they give just that little bit of lift, and you don't really need to use a whole lot. I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with that, but that is my take. Okay, so now what we want to do is take a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock, and through the magic of television, I went ahead and already die cut this using the dies that coordinate with the Quiet Meadow stamp set. So if you already have this was sold as a bundle for quite some time, actually. This is at least the 3rd catalog it's in, and I used this one, but you can see it. These are the Meadow dies, and you can see there's lots of nice standalone images, which is what I really like about this particular die set. You don't have to stamp them first, and you can still see what they're trying to do. Whoops, making a mess. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this on the card. Now you could use some wet adhesive if you wanted to. I personally prefer to use my seal, and I just use a little bit of it. So here I have my seal here, and I'm just going to put it on the back. Now I should be using my silicone mats, but they're in the other room from my class this week. So you see, just putting a little bit on here. And when I tried to use the wet adhesive, but I had a hard time getting it to stay put, even when I held it down. Now you can see here, I need to poke out my little pieces here. I know I'm not using my take your pick tool that also is in the other room, but that's one I had before we had a take your pick tool. So anyway, you put it on there, and look, it's sticking. It doesn't have to. I should have probably put a little bit on this one, but it's okay if it doesn't have that. So here we have our die on there. And then we're going to take what is another product from Celebration. This is the Pool Party Crinkled Ribbon. Very pretty. And I'm just going to tie a knot. I suggest when you do this, you just keep it on the roll so you don't cut off extra and you're not wasting any, because you want it to last forever, right? Or at least I do. I have a lot of people who are going to want to use this ribbon. So I poured it a little bit, and I try to make sure I tie it when it's on the roll. Once I get it the way I like it, I snip it off, and we're done. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on here using a glue dot. So here we go. And just one thing about our glue dots, let's see, let's find the opening. The glue dots are on this side. They used to be on this side of the roll. Okay, so they would be on the roll. Now they aren't. So the way I like to use them best is I like to just tear off one at a time. Now you don't have to do it that way. Certainly depends on what you are gluing, but I just like to take it off, and then I can see what I'm doing better, and then I just press my ribbon right to it and put it down towards the bottom. And here's my card, and how easy was that, right? So that is the pool party version, but let's go ahead and do the same thing and use our wild wheat. So this is literally the reverse side of this paper. Okay, so I cut out tons and tons for all my classes, and I did have some leftovers. So why not? Let's make another one. So instead of using the pool party side. We're going to actually put the adhesive on the pool party side. And we'll have the, what is that, burlap? I'm going to call that burlap on the back. And that's in the wild wheat color. Now this one, I'll be honest, I normally would have, if I had thought about it, I would have cut the paper this way. But since I didn't, I'm not going to worry about it. But you might want to if you're making the card this way. And that's only because it kind of looks like it's better this way, that the branches would be going up. But you know what? Branches can go side to side too, right? You know, who's going to tell, right? Who's going to tell on me? All right, so here we have it. So it's exactly the same card. We're going to just use the wild wheat ink, but I got to clean my stamp, right? Because if I use my stamp from that was in the Lost Lagoon, it's not going to be very good for my, first of all, I'm going to have a really muddy color, and then my wild wheat pad could get dirty. So I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm just using a baby wipe just for demonstration purposes. Normally I use the purple chamois. That is a favorite tool of mine, but that also is in another room. So we're going to just use the baby wipes, which is a great alternative if you don't have the chamois. If you have the chamois, or if you're thinking about it, it is the chamois is a little great inexpensive addition that gives you a really good tool to have that helps keep your stamps clean. So now we have our thank you stamped in that same wild wheat color, and we are going to use the dimensionals, which I have right here somewhere, right? Always something, everybody. Not sure what I just did. I couldn't have gone far, right? Because I just used them. Okie dokie. Well, maybe not. We're going to put this one down flat because I don't know what happened to my dimensionals. They're here somewhere. As soon as we stop, I will find them. That's how it always works. But, you know, why not? You can see that you don't need to have them on dimensionals. It is better if you get it straight, though. You can see how mine is not straight. And let's straighten that out a little bit. Okay, that looks a little bit better to me. Can't really tell. Okay, so we have that, and then I also die cut out that same leaf pattern using the Meadow dies. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back. I could also use my glue dots for this, actually. That would work out very nicely. But since I'm already doing this, let's just keep it going. So we have that on here. Now this one we could put, I don't have my ribbon out. There is some twine that I have, but I'm going to actually go with this card without any extra embellishments, just to show you that it's just a nice thank you. This could maybe be seen as a little more masculine than the first one, right? Because it doesn't have the ribbon and it also doesn't have the flowers. It just has leaves, which are sideways, but you know, we're still not telling. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. Thank you for that. And yeah, so those are the two cards that you can make with exactly the same paper. And imagine if you use some of the other flowers that are in the designs. Let's show you one more time. So these are just, it's a great, nice package of designer series paper that you can have. You can see one side has the floral type designs and the back sides are very subtle. You know, we had the, this is like the burlap, and then there's a lot of water wash looking patterns, and just really very versatile. You can see some more of the patterns on the samples that they have, but you'll probably see a few more samples from me coming up on social media. If you follow me on Facebook, Instagram. So those are the projects for today. Let me hop back over and talk to you just for one more second. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that my Zoom card class isn't actually happening for another 13 days. Okay, so I still have time to get you a card kit if you would like one, if you haven't already purchased it. We're going to make 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs, and they are you know, versatile. There's a masculine one, and they use a lot of the celebration papers. So if you didn't have a chance to get them all, you can certainly just have it in the the card kits that I send you. So you'll get a chance to try that. So if you are interested in taking that class, please let me know and I will get the kits in the mail to you. And that's US only, I'm sorry. But if you're interested in the tutorials, I'd be happy to make a deal. So anyway, that's all I have for today. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.